Yeah.
We're done with
Okay.
this.
New logo, new background. Oh yeah.
Oh, so good.
New GTT, kind of.
Nope, same GTT, just a new
Nope,
look.
Okay.
yeah. Just we pay for new things every now and then.
Yeah,
We have a
finally.
new coat of paint.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Tuna theme.
Where my soundbar go? Oh, good. Damn it, I killed it. Give me a second. I gotta pull up my soundboard.
Same old GTT.
Yeah.
Point made.
God, the new logo's dope. I was
Does look good.
100% sold on it, but the more I look at it, the better it gets.
He got hooked.
Boom.
Boo. Oh, soundboard's up.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at it on my phone. It looks nice, man.
Yeah. All right. Who is ready to start?
Was born ready.
Yes.
All right. John, you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
He's looking at his phone. Obviously, he's ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house once again. It is your boy, John Harrington here, and we got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. We're back yet again. Game That Tune in the house. The internet's one and only video game music guessing game show. And that should be enough to tell you what it is. But just in case it's your first time joining us, what we're going to do here, we've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off, have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays their bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the illustrious David Fleming. And David, tell them what the theme is for tonight's episode.
The theme for tonight's episode is platformers.
So games with tall shoes.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I like it. It's going to be a real disco-heavy theme.
I wanted a real softball. Like, there's only so many disco games. Like, you know what? Let's all pick one of the 5 games.
I'll give you guys a hint. I picked a Barbie shoe-oriented game.
Ooh.
Mad
about shoe?
Not lying.
Yeah, okay. So what is so the theme is platform games. David, what does platforming mean to you?
Any game in which the goal of the game is to move from point A to point B by jumping over obstacles and across platforms from gaps.
Yes. To the uninitiated, most video games back in the day, games involving jumping, moving through a level, walking on platforms. I feel like, we probably don't need to explain it, but it feels good to try to explain it because it's one of those gatekeeping things. Like, we know what a platformer is, but like, what if somebody's listening to episode 162 of a video game music podcast and they're not sure what a platformer is? Like,
Do you think
look out for those people.
I feel like
yes, just like Frogger.
I feel like it's one of those things like everybody knows it, but nobody knows how to describe it. Like, what's the taste of water? You just know it.
That's actually a very deep question, David. What is the taste of
Fuck.
I know the shape of water.
Your topic.
Yeah. Oh, are we doing fish fuck games?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, great
If
night.
I win, I know what my theme is next week.
Great night to
That's a
debut
good
that new
title.
it's a great night to debut the new fish logo.
Yeah, the new sexy
it is.
fish logo we got. Oh God.
I guess we
no,
should have
this,
started the episode saying hello, game that tunas.
you know, yeah, with the benefit of hindsight, maybe it'd be a good idea to somehow explain that new logo. But whatever, it's a visual. It's not a visual medium. This is a podcast recording. So if you want to see our cool new logo, I don't know, look at the cover art or something.
Use your fucking
Don't-
eyes.
Yeah, don't forget it's a fucking podcast. But yeah, so we got 5 great games tonight. We got a great fan request, and it's time to get it started, Johnny. So what do we got coming on game number 1?
Game 1.
So, this game was originally based on the 16th century Chinese epic Journey to the West. However, the company decided that Western audiences would not be familiar or possibly enjoy that, so they changed the main character to be more recognizable to a Western audience.
Okay, 1 second. Hold on.
That trivia is possibly for a different game that will appear in this episode.
Yeah, your game, I think. Unless we picked the same game, which I don't think we did.
I thought you said that I was going to go first.
Oh shit, I did. That's my bad.
All right, Johnny, what's the trivia for this game?
David, I was gonna say, do you know your own music though? Like,
You heard the songs that were playing, didn't you?
Let's
Go,
just move past
I
that.
wasn't really paying attention.
All right. So,
Fuck.
shit. I'm all distracted now. All right. So, this was one of the first Game Gear games available on the 3DS Virtual Console in March 2012. You rescue 4 kidnapped friends from an enemy, and as you do so, you get to control them, similar to like a Mega Man kind of situation.
I also like how I started giving trivia for this game and you didn't stop me.
yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I've never had that happen to me before.
I'm terribly confused.
For a second though, I was like, maybe we picked the same game.
No, John, we didn't pick the same game. We will never pick the same game.
Yeah, that just doesn't happen.
All right.
Um,
Let's see some answers.
I should write my answer down.
All right. I actually can't see yours, David. Sonic Blast, that's incorrect. John wrote Dragon Crystal, that's incorrect. Jesse wrote Shinobi, and that is correct. This is, I believe in the US was released as Shinobi. Outside the US was released as the GG Shinobi, which I think is a great title.
Uh-huh.
The Game Gear Shinobi
And
for Game Gear.
I was going to say, and what does the GG stand for?
Good guy.
Yeah. that good game, Shinobi. Interesting pick, John.
Yeah, it's
You're clearly so thrown by David's trivia read that you don't know what to do. Yeah.
I'm really thrown off.
Which I
here.
shouldn't reference because I'm going to have to edit that out. So, wow, the GG Shinobi, you say?
It looks like
I
a
assume
pretty
you played this on
decent game.
3DS Virtual Console, not Game Gear, right?
I played it on both. I played it on my 5 Game Gears and my 10 3DS Virtual Consoles.
You know, you only need one Virtual Console per 3DS, right?
Wait, can a 3DS have more than one Virtual Console on it?
I just want to take this
Sure.
this opportunity to talk about how John has mentioned how many times he's played this game, and also how he said it looks like a fun game.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a fun game, and it's
But he's played it, and it's not. No.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Plenty of games look fun. You know, we're familiar with that. We all rented bad games. So, yeah, like, it might appear to be fun. It ain't. But that's not for me to say because I've never played it. So, yeah, John, Shinobi Game Gear version. What's the story?
so it's you got 4 levels plus a 5th boss level. Well, each level has like 3 parts to it. It's not like, you know, it's 4 worlds maybe is what you want to call it. And yeah, you go through rescuing your ninja friends. And then once you do, you can switch between them as you play the levels, and each has a unique ability. Like one can double jump, one can I think hold on to like ceilings or something like that. And they all have unique weapons and then a unique like technical skill. So one guy can destroy like crumbly rocks. Another guy has like can control water in some stages. One guy could freeze enemies temporarily. So yeah, it's a pretty good little mix of like stuff that you get to do. A good amount of platforming and a little bit of puzzle solving. Because the final stage is basically a giant maze and puzzle. And like Mega Man, you get to refight some bosses, you know, in the final stage.
Right.
One boss is a helicopter, which I just think is very 90s ninja game, like a ninja just fighting a helicopter.
You know, this is Shinobi, like a ninja fighting a helicopter. I assume. I mean, it's just not my series. I feel like I was corrected on this, you know, years ago on this show that this Shinobi bears no resemblance to Ninja Gaiden in any way except ninjas. So, you know, that's really the extent of my Shinobi knowledge. That and Joe Musashi showing up in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
But I mostly picked this because I thought the soundtrack was pretty good. It's by Yuzo Koshiro.
Well,
Okay.
Well, yeah, he's pretty good. Not sure if
Johnny,
you know that.
for future reference and past Game That Tune reference, when you say something like that, you should say, maybe you've heard of him?
Maybe you've heard of him.
Yeah, I'm going to edit that together, too. It's going to make you sound really
boy.
snappy. Yeah, fucking Yuzo Koshiro, man. You know, the master. Man, I don't know what to say about this. Johnny, you got to keep us going.
I can keep us going on to game 2 if you want.
Damn. So, real talk. Have you actually?
2.
No, I have not actually played this game.
I knew it.
I'll probably be giving it a whirl later tonight because it does look pretty good.
Yeah, you own a 3DS, John.
Yeah, I do. I do, don't I?
You do, motherfucker. That's why I asked.
I always forget about that.
God
That's why
damn.
we keep
Like,
telling
it's-
you to play games on your 3DS.
Yeah, and you know, I know that you don't want to pay the $5.99 to actually purchase this, so you could probably just, I don't know, you probably have it on a Raspberry Pi somewhere, you know, hidden inside your house. So, you know, maybe you should play it there, John. But like, there's very few barriers to you playing this game.
I also could just you know what? I'm not even going to get into all the options I ever play in this game. I have a lot of options for playing this game, though.
You do.
I was just saying, the more options that you add to play this game, the worse you look for not playing this game.
You
Right.
could probably play every Shinobi game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't think anything's standing in your way, John. And the world wants to see you play every Shinobi game.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
Wasn't there like a Shinobi on PS2 that might be difficult for him?
Hmm.
Yeah, how good are you at pirating PS2 games?
Pretty good at pirating everything.
I think he's pretty great.
By which you mean legally purchasing from the corner store PS2
Well, yeah,
game.
but I didn't want
Yeah.
to use all those words.
Right.
Yeah, it's a common phrase for going to the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Blackbeard had to buy groceries too, you know.
Just saying, that's true. I do often ask my wife, hey, I'm going to go pirate some milk and eggs. Do you want anything?
Yeah.
Right.
You went and pirate a car? I sure would if my credit checks out.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, John, just because he happens to, quote unquote, pirate his games from the, the bootleg shop, tight work music and video games.
Yeah, because where do you put boot? On your feet, which are attached to your legs, bootleg.
And you got to
Yeah.
walk to the store.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
With your bootlegs.
Yep.
See, I'm just imagining like a corner electronic store that sells video games with like some sexy pirate pinup girl as the logo with like fishnets and knee-high boots. It's like, oh yeah, the bootleg store. That's where you go to buy these.
Bootleg pirate
Legally.
games. That's I don't see any problem with naming a video game store that. Like, are all your games burned on home DVDs? Yes. What is the issue? Yeah, that's based on my real life experience of at one point stopping in the the real hood side of town when I was living in Gainesville. I was delivering pizza, and I finally delivered one to Tight Work Music and Video, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" I've been wanting to stop in there, but it's kind of scary. So I went in there, and the guy's like, "Hey man, I got 3 for $10 on DVDs." I'm like, "Hell yeah, give me Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2, and I don't know something else."
Kill
And he
Bill
handed me
3.
handed me 3 loose burnt DVDs. I'm just like, not quite what I was expecting. So,
Oh, I'm
Here's
sorry about that.
$10
There was a fire in the delivery truck. It burned all the labels off, but they're good. I promise, they're good.
yeah, exactly. That Maxell, they make all the best DVDs.
Is this magic marker?
But anyway, yeah. So no, piracy is bad, but buying your games from the pirate-themed video game store is perfectly fine. So Johnny, do that. Pull up your pirate-themed 3DS eShop and download yourself a copy of GG Shinobi. Which, yeah, I don't want to make any more jokes about GG Shinobi. I can't think of a decent one. The only one I can think of is comparing him somehow to awful punk rock person GG Allen.
Oh my
And-
God, he throws shit instead of shurikens.
Like
Oh, God.
pisses all over an audience and eats shit on stage.
Like cuts
Whoa.
himself.
Yeah, shaves one of his eyebrows off.
That is a
Shinobi
weird,
real fucked up.
weird Game Gear game.
GG
Yeah.
Allen's
My only-
fucked up.
Yeah,
My only
all
idea
games
was
on Game Gear are weird like that, just because of the the GG notation. But,
see, my only idea was to compare GG Shinobi to JK Ryu Hayabusa.
okay, yeah, also that.
It
That's
could be GGG Shinobi.
Ah,
Game 2.
and that's it.
Okay, so
Now, are we
This-
sure this is your game, David?
that's going to be something that you're going to have to edit. So this game was originally based on the 16th century Chinese epic Journey to the West. However, in order to appeal to Western audiences, the main character was changed to be something more recognizable to the West.
Oh man.
Who's ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. You hit me right at the last moment. I was like, oh shit, it has to be this game.
I really hope you're right, because if you're wrong, that will be awkward.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Johnny, finish drawing that penis.
No, I kept resetting my board because I misspelled something.
Penis. It's not that hard to spell.
P-E-E-N-U-S.
N15.
All right, so John Harrington says Demon Sword, incorrect. John Regan says fapping, incorrect. Jesse Moore has the correct answer with wampum.
Yeah. Wait,
This
you
is
misspelled
wampum.
fapping,
Yeah, I just did 1P initially.
vaping.
It's vaping.
So this is wampum. Jesse, have you
this is a
played it
game
or just
not-
heard of it?
I've just heard it and seen it, and wondered why, oh why did they do this?
Yeah, this is it's a fun game. I want to
Is
stress that. I want to stress that point because there are some questionable decisions in this game.
It's basically Native American Mega Man.
Okay.
Yeah. So originally, this game was built around Journey to the West, the story of Sun Wukong and his magic staff as he goes to like explore and whatnot. So
The story we all know.
yeah, well, I mean,
So why would they do it in video game form? Why not change it to something else?
I mean, anybody who has watched any anime ever is vaguely aware of Journey to the West, whether they know it or not. Like, it's a very iconic piece of Asian literature. But obviously, Jaleco, the company who made it, was like, oh, we don't think they'll take to this, so we need another sort of character who wields like a spear staff weapon. Let's use a Native American called Soaring Eagle. But the weird thing is they changed literally nothing else. So like as you go into the forest level, you're exploring like a giant bamboo grove. So it's like, where in the American Southwest is there bamboo growing?
It's a real out
So
of place
wait.
story.
Did they even change like the character model? Like, did they make it look like a little Native American guy, but then
Yes.
just put him in a Japanese world?
Yeah, they
Nice.
changed the sprite for the character and then nothing else. So anybody who's familiar with Dragon Ball, the Sun Wukong is famous for having a magic staff as well as a cloud that he can like ride around on. One of the power-ups that you get in this game, because like Jesse said, it's kind of like a Mega Man game. You're given a world select, and every boss that you beat gives you a power-up. One of the power-ups is a magic cloud that you ride on. So it's like, yeah, that's a very Journey to the West thing, but I'm not sure of any Native American legends that involve summoning a cloud to ride around on.
Yeah, and I don't know. Dragon Ball was already a thing. Like, why didn't you just make it a Dragon Ball game? Like,
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I think is so weird is because this game was released in like 1991. So like, oh, we can't have this like overtly East Asian game. Kids won't like that. It's like, the Tanuki suit was already a thing. I
Yeah.
think we would have been prepared for that.
And I mean, even if we didn't fully understand it, like the Tanuki suit, we would come to understand it in the years following. It just it's not that fucking hard. Like, well, why is Mario turning into a weird dog raccoon? I don't know. Gonna keep playing though. I like
Yeah,
it. Like,
it looks neat.
yeah. Why
Mario
is this
was-
little guy flying around on a cloud? I don't know, but it fucking rules. So yeah.
But it is a fun game. Like it's basically a Mega Man style game, but with a melee attack instead of projectiles. Like you use your spear to attack people, and then as you gain power-ups from the bosses, you get again like the cloud. You get like a whirl. You spin your spear around, which will break certain blocks. So it's more exploration based rather than like I have this power-up. It'll defeat the next boss. Like
Mhm.
but it's a really fun game. The main character, you stab forward, you can stab up as you jump. I believe you have a down thrust as well. So you do have multiple methods of attack. And it's one of those games that I never owned as a child, but every time that we went to Albertsons, man, like, oh, Legend of Zelda is sold out. Let me pick up Wampum. This game's pretty fun.
And your parents would be like, "Oh God, David, that is really problematic. I know we don't use that word yet because it's 1992, but like we're gonna go ahead and label it. This game's problematic." No, my question: how reminiscent is it of Shovel Knight?
Not very.
Because you said it's like Mega Man but with melee attacks. So I was like, I know a game like that.
It's
But Shovel
I
Knight's
mean-
more like DuckTales, though.
Well, yeah, but
I
still,
mean,
melee
Shovel
attacks,
Knight-
Mega Man levels.
Shovel Knight is kind of like the expanded, better version of this. Like, because Shovel Knight is not restrained by the NES. This game
Would you like
definitely
to
is.
see Shovel Knight meet the character from Wampum?
You know what? If Shovel Knight added an extra campaign, because you can play as Plague Knight and Spectre Knight and King Knight. If they added play as Soaring Eagle, I would be all down for that.
Yeah, Wampum Knight or Native Knight. Yeah, it'd be a nice touch, man. Like it'd be pretty great if they added some bonus levels that are all like really Asian, and then you get to the end and it's the little guy from Wampum. It's like, now hold on. Very few people get this reference, but for the ones that do, they really seem to like it. This is
Gold.
this is good content.
But also at the same time, I feel like the team who made Shovel Knight, like the Venn diagram of people who made Shovel Knight and people who know what wampum is probably a solid circle.
Yeah, it's nearly.
There's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, I am not in that circle. Not only because I didn't make Shovel Knight, but because I had no fucking idea this existed. Like, what an odd game, man. I'm looking at screenshots, and like you said, it looks like Native American Mega Man. It looks, to me, vaguely like Kid Nicky Radical Ninja, but I know Kid Nicky looks like shit and sucks. This game looks better than that, but like for like it, I'm trying to like equate it with something in my brain that I played and that made as much sense as this. It's like, oh yeah, Kid Nicky. Surely.
Again, like imagine one of those like very, very stereotypical classic like Asian games like Kid Nicky or even Mystical Ninja Goemon. Just put a Native American as the main character. Like that pretty much gives you wampum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised more games didn't do this, quite frankly, to appeal to that American audience. Like, you want to, really put Native Americans back on top, put them in the games, and it's not that hard to swap them out with the little Asian characters in games. They both have black hair, and that's pretty much it. Like, that's where the similarities end. So, it's just an easy swap. A little feather.
I do want to give a shout out to Tsukasa Towada, the composer for the game, who worked on a bunch of the Pokemon games, like Battle Revolution, and I think he did Pokemon Coliseum, and he did the sound effects for a bunch of Dragon Quest games. So, like, the dude who composed the music definitely got around, and it's a catchy NES soundtrack. It's just in a game that nobody has ever heard of, except for those people who were at Albertsons or Blockbuster looking at the NES rack like, what's this?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Excuse me, sir. What's the most racially problematic game you have? Well, we have Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and we have Wampum. Both
Well,
good selections.
I'll take
Tried my
both.
damnedest, and I could never beat Punch Out, so I might as well try Wampum. Man, now there's the crossover we need. A new Wampum game where at the end of each level is a Mike Tyson's Punch Out boss.
Or honestly, I'm kind of surprised that Soaring Eagle was never a character in a Punch-Out game. Like, that
You should
seems
be in
like
Smash
something that
Bros.
would have been in there. Like, you've got Pizza Pasta and Von Kaiser. Like, Soaring Eagle should have been in there.
Oh man, yeah, maybe that's like almost, they could almost recognize in the Punch Out like developers room, like, no, that ain't gonna fly. Like, that barely flies in Japan. We definitely can't do a Native American themed boxer in fucking America.
That ain't gonna fly. It's gonna soar. Soaring Eagle. Go.
Where's the sound, John? Thank you.
Okay,
David, anything else on Wampum, a game that probably also should have just been renamed Soaring Eagle? Now that I think about it, like,
Yeah, that'd be a
why'd
lot
they
better.
Why'd they call it Wampum?
Well, it's a play on words because the wampum is like a set of beads used by certain Native American tribes. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just do like a fun little pun. It's like, again, without realizing, like,
Yeah.
it's
Puns as they relate to cultural appropriation wouldn't age particularly well.
it is, despite the racial insensitivity, it is a fun game, and if you can find it, I do recommend playing it. But if for no other reason than it's fun to watch like a Native American character fuck up all these Japanese and Chinese enemies, like there's a huge disconnect once you realize.
Yeah, sounds
I'm
great.
going across that land bridge one more time.
Fantastic, man. Johnny, let's keep it going.
Game 3.
Uh-oh.
Fuck Game That Tune. I'm out.
Well, that's some weird trivia.
John's theory for this game is he leaves the show.
Yeah. So,
Is this John's game? Is this a request?
this is John's game.
It's John's game, yeah.
Okay.
It's
My
definitely-
guess is Exodus.
It's definitely a Super Nintendo game, I can tell you that. Oh, here comes John.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. King.
That's
Is that part of your trivia?
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, no, my thing fucking put up a thing saying your connection was interrupted, so I had to refresh.
Trivia for this game.
Trivia for this game. This is one of 2 games based on this IP that was released for the SNES in the span of the year between 1994 and 1995. All right, who's feeling fantastic?
It took me an embarrassingly long time to place that last song.
Really? Okay, well, you all chose the right one of the 2 games. It's a hat trick on the Flintstones Treasure of the Sierra Mad Rock. Now we will go around the horn and allow everyone to say yabba dabba doo. Johnny.
Yabba dabba doo!
David.
Yabba dabba doo!
And Jesse.
Yabba dabba doo!
Yes, that's fantastic. Guess what sound never occurs in this game?
Red?
Oh, are you serious?
There's
I
no
mean-
sound effect of Fred Flintstone saying yabba dabba doo.
Oh,
Bye.
The SNES finally had the capacity for voice acting, and they didn't put it in.
Seriously, it should have been playing at the end of every level. Like, what the hell?
should just play
Um,
constantly every jump. Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo.
Oh, okay, so before we
Uh.
go get into the game, I do have a great idea now for a Super Mario 64 ROM hack.
Yeah, that feels like it has to exist already, right? Like,
Now, is
super-
the ROM hack replacing Mario with Fred Flintstone, or literally just the sound effect when he does triple jump?
You know, I was thinking just a sound effect, but making it all Flintstone themed thing sounds really good.
Dude, yeah, if you could hack the entire Super Mario 64 game to just be Flintstones, I mean, I'd play
Oh,
the
dear
shit
God.
out of it.
Instead of
play
stars,
it-
instead of collecting 120 stars, you're collecting 120 rocks.
Yep, that's the extent of the humor on the Flintstones. Jesus Christ, this game, man.
Cheap, bro.
This game,
If you get all 120
I would-
stars, you can play as Barney.
Actually,
Bonnie's on the roof.
I would love nothing more than the only changes were the Yabba Dabba Doo sound effect, and Princess Peach's level was literally just, "Hey, G friend, I got lost. Find me."
I love that Princess Peach wouldn't be Wilma, it would be Barney. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Fred. You're
I
also
baked
after
the
me
cake.
bubbles.
Does that
It's truly Bonnie Rubble.
does that mean that Bowser would be the Great Kazoo?
Yeah.
Oh no!
That or he would be the villain from the
Or Mr.
Flintstones movie.
Slate.
Be Cliff Vandercave.
Oh,
Nope. So yeah, God, I almost just want to talk about this hypothetical Super Fred 64. This would be really good.
When you say the Flintstones movie, you mean the live action movie with the guy played
Fuck
by
yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan?
Mm-hmm.
That'd
Yeah,
be
and the
sweet.
secretary who was Halle Berry.
Yeah. Playing Mrs. Sharon Stone, I believe.
and Rick Moranis as Barney.
Yeah, no, it's a stone cold classic. I fucking love that Flintstones
God.
movie.
Who played Mr. Slate in that movie? It's
Mr.
gonna drive me
Slate
nuts.
was the chief of Law and Order SVU, Dan Florek.
Oh, wow.
What?
I know that.
This movie gets better and better. Why are we watching it right now?
Yeah, let's just stop this and do a movie commentary for the Flintstones movie.
I do definitely remember hearing it's like, oh yeah, they're making a Flintstones movie with John Goodman as Fred. Like, yeah, that
Pitch
seems right.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that really was pitch perfect casting. And so here's the thing: there were two games released for the SNES between 1994 and 95. This one, and then in 1995, excuse me, the Flintstones, the movie, the game.
Ooh.
Guess which one I didn't want to play after watching it briefly. That one, because they went with unsettling SNES versions of live action Flintstones sprites. It's gross.
Digitized.
Oh
Yeah,
god, like
like-
Mortal Kombat but with Flintstones actors?
Yeah,
Yeah, but with
yeah,
John
yeah.
Goodman playing Fred Flintstone.
I'd play that game.
It looks fucking terrible.
That'd be good for a stream,
I would
Johnny.
play Mortal Kombat with Flintstones characters.
John, you,
Mortal Comrock. But yeah, no. Flintstones the movie game is like everything that's wrong with like SNES and Genesis platformers. Like Jesse and I have talked about, like Aladdin. It's like a big warehouse platformer, and you're playing as disgusting looking like digitized live action sprites. Flintstones Treasure of Sierra Mad Rock, though, it's just it's a fun cartoony game, and I don't care for it very much, but that's not because it's bad. It's because it's just kind of basic. Like it's super easy platforming, though parts of it are slightly hard, basically because you don't quite know what's going on. Like, you know, there will be animals that chase you and you don't know if they're going to hurt you. And most of them, they do, but you can also like jump on them and ride them. There'll be parts where you'll be walking above water and like a shark will swim by and like start knocking the floor down. And if you fall in the water, you get hurt, which, you know, seems like you should be able to jump out of the water and avoid the shark. But no, like touching the water hurts you. I don't know what it is with cavemen and water.
They're cavemen, not watermen.
That's true. There's no water in a cave. But yeah, and the thing that's very odd to me, you know, it's got like nice little short levels, good level variety. I mean, like there's some good kind of running, and like, you know, you'll get like a downhill run going and do like a big jump, and you know, it's fun kind of cartoony levels. The thing that confuses me is the overworld design in this game. It's a board game. Like
Huh.
you play as Fred and Barney, and in order to progress in the game, every time it's time to play a different level, you roll not a die, a rounded rock for some reason, and you have to Yeah,
I
Fred
think
throws
the
a
reason-
rock.
I think the reason is it's the Flintstones.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you tell like which side it landed on? It's a round fucking rock. So just keep on throwing. I don't know, man. But yeah, so you roll a 1, 2, or 3, and you move along the board, and you have to play a short level. You can collect things and buy items. You can run into your fellow water buffaloes and like get power ups from them. Like you have to do a mode 7 like foot race against one of them, and it gives you like the ability to like double jump. And then the most nothing wrong with this. Betty and Wilma are on the board, and if you run into Betty when you're playing as Barney, or Wilma when you're playing as Fred, guess what happens?
You get health
Uh-oh.
back because they give you a kiss.
You
No. No.
Bonnie.
No. They nag you and make you go back several spaces. The wives are the punishment in this game.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
I mean, to be fair, the Flintstones was originally in like the 60s, so maybe like okay.
Yeah. So in 1994, this was fresh material here. Yeah. I love it. This is Flintstones Treasure of the Sierra Madrox. So this is a cartoon from the 60s. The subtitle is a reference to a movie from 1948.
Every kid's favorite.
Yeah, like every kid's gonna, having seen the live action Flintstones movie, run out and grab Treasure of the Sierra Madrox. Like, right?
Although to be fair, like kids watching the Flintstones as reruns in the 90s, like this is basically the Honeymooners.
Yeah, but at what point did the Honeymooners go on the quest for the Treasure of the Sierra Madrox? I mean, like,
I would
don't
like
know.
to see Treasure of the Sierra Madre remade with the Honeymooners cast.
Is there a Honeymooners video game?
I think it's
Oh, there
called The
should be.
Flintstones.
The Flintstones, the movie, the game. No, what I want to see is other like 40s and 50s movies made into Flintstones games, like the Flintstones, the Maltese Foul Rock, the Flintstones in Casa Rocca,
Gone with the Rock.
Gone with the Rock, Birth of a Rock. Fucking a street rock named Desire. From here to Rockternity.
Some like it rock.
Bridge over the river rock.
The Flintstones Some Enchanted Evening.
His Rock Friday.
Double Rockdemnity. All about rock.
12 Angry Rocks.
There's so many things you can do.
Citizen Rock.
Rock, bud.
Yabba dabba do, it's a sled too.
Oh god, now all I want is Orson Welles as a character on the Flintstones.
God, I wish that had been his final role instead of Unicron.
Oh,
He was
God.
playing Fred Flintstone
Orson
in a
Welles.
Citizen Kane remake.
Orson Welles is the Great Gazoo.
None of us could do a good enough
No.
impression to
I
make
know.
that happen.
I was
But
gonna
I'm
say,
into
but
it.
all I really want is to hear Orson Welles' voice saying "dum dum."
Oh man.
Oh god.
Yeah, anyway,
We broke
yeah,
David.
it's Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family. This game has one of the worst story ideas ever for a game. It's got a nice opening cutscene where Fred and Barney are at their water buffalo meeting, and the Grand Poobah announces that he's going to step down as Grand Poobah. And Fred's like, "Oh, Barney, I'm going to be the new Grand Poobah." And the Grand Poobah announces, "I've decided the way I'm going to decide my successor is everyone go look for this treasure." I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is just a social club. Like this, you can't make everyone do this. No wonder Fred and Fred and Barney piss off Wilma and Betty so much. They fucking go on like a giant life-risking journey so that one of them can be the head of the fucking local water buffalo lodge. Like, yeah, I'd be dragging them home too if I saw them out there. Like, it's it's a pretty stupid idea for a game. It feels like they should just made. I was gonna say before even knowing about the Flintstones movie game, I was like, they should make the Flintstones movie the game. And then it turns out that's already a thing. And then I thought more about it. I'm like, the Flintstones movie is like a fucking weird corporate betrayal fucking movie. Like, there's nothing in that movie that translates to a game. Like, you got to take a corporate aptitude test and then flirt with Halle Berry. Like, there's no adventure in that movie, which is very strange. So yeah, that makes the Flintstones movie the game even more bizarrely conceived. But yeah, I don't know, man. This they're trying to strike while the iron was hot. That's what they were trying to do, and they did.
Yeah.
They got
real hot right now.
Yeah, Flintstones were hot in '94, baby. They were going to also make a Genesis version of the Flintstones movie game, but they didn't go with a physical release. It was only Sega Channel. So that's how good Flintstones were doing in this year from like March of '94 to February of '95. Like, got 2 gray SNES games and a Sega Channel. And I'm sure that all the kids were clamoring onto that Sega Channel in like January of '95.
Oh, they're all calling their parents and asking them to subscribe.
Yeah.
I need that.
Can you help me hook it up?
game.
I need the Flintstones game.
Flintstones, the movie, the game on Sega Channel sounds to me like Waterworld on Virtual Boy.
I think it might be a little better than that, but saying it sounds just as awful.
Definitely looks better.
Yeah. And the movie game was made by Ocean, so that's the reason I also went with Mad Rock, is because I wanted to go with the more cartoony soundtrack. The Ocean game, much like Waterworld, has a better soundtrack than it has any right to have. Like,
I'm pretty sure that Ocean made Waterworld on Virtual Boy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They also made the SNES one, and it's got a fucking fantastic soundtrack. And I was like, no. I want just a fucking SNES Flintstones remix, please. I don't need delicious synth music for my Flintstones game. Like, come on, Ocean, try a little less hard in the music department, you jerks. But yeah, it's the Flintstones. I'm impressed with how little we've done the Flintstone voices during this segment.
Hey, boo-boo.
That is Yogi Bear. That's close.
At least it was Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, exactly. Johnny, give me your best Jabberjaw, and then let's move it on to game 4.
Oh God, what was
Popeye.
I'm pretty sure that's Popeye.
Popeye.
What did Jabberjaw do? I don't
Jabberjaw would be like, let's move to the next game. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that's Jabberjaw. He's the big shark. I couldn't even remember what he was. Yeah, Flintstones rule. They're not really though. It's pretty fucking bad. So Johnny, let's keep it going to the next rock.
Game 4.
Yabba dabba doo. Sorry, I'm trying to compose myself here.
You're looking at the Discord chat, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with myself. Anyway, this is our fan request for the evening. This one came to us from frequent requester Dire Crow at Dire Haunch Crow on Twitter. So thank you very much, Dire Crow, for the request. And this game's main character, their name is of Hebrew origin, literally meaning light or my light. So who's feeling great?
Wonderful.
Feeling pretty good.
I got a picnic basket.
God damn it.
God damn it.
God damn it. You're trying to keep me broken. Johnny says, hey, boo-boo. It's incorrect. Jesse and David have the correct answer. It's Ori in the Blind Forest.
So do we all have to be Hanna-Barbera characters now?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do this whole segment as Yogi Bear.
Well, isn't
can we-
that swell?
Can we each just pick a Hanna-Barbera character to be for the rest of the show?
Yes, I'm going to be Fred Flintstone. Thank God. That's the easiest one.
Oh, no.
Yabba
Yogi's the easiest.
Dabba Doo. Ori and the Blind Forest. It's pretty good. So yeah, this game. Ori and the Blind Forest. Yabba Dabba Doo. It's excellent. I haven't played it. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of my desire to play it. It's a gorgeous platforming, super beautiful game with awesome music, and it's Xbox and like Windows exclusive, so I'm not fucking with it. Jesse owns an Xbox. Jesse, have you played any Ori?
I played a little bit of it today, and it is really, really good.
Yeah, good.
It's beautiful, like and it's basically a Metroidvania. And so if you're
like
into
it.
those kind of games, it's cool. You're like a tree spirit or something.
Yes,
And
Ori,
so
which apparently in Hebrew means light.
yeah, so like this big tree got attacked by like an owl, and an owl like grabbed Ori and like flew off and dropped Ori somewhere. And there's like the very beginning is so fucking sad. It's
Yeah, that's what I hear about this game. Everybody references that this is just.
whoa.
Oh, I think so sad that John froze.
Oh god.
I'm
Shit.
waiting with bated breath.
There you go.
I'm still here. I'm still
froze.
here.
I see and hear you now.
Oh, okay. Well, not a Milford man then. But yeah, sorry, you guys didn't freeze for me. I was just carrying on with the conversation. I've heard this is one of the most like emotional and like sad games ever.
But yeah, the first part I played, that part was pretty depressing.
Spoil it.
So like it Ori like where you start off as playing as like this big like dumpy looking dude. And so like you're walking around and you find this this little tree spirit passed out. And of course I don't know if you know it's a tree spirit or not, but you're just like a good person. You're like, hey, I'm gonna help this creature, whatever it is. And so it shows like you and the creature like living over like the years and stuff. But something's going on with the forest. Like the forest is like dying. You're having trouble finding food, it looks like. And so it comes down to where like the dude like goes out looking for some more food and he finds one like piece of fruit left and he brings it to Ori and Ori eats it. And then like Ori goes out to go looking for more food and he finds some and he brings it back and the like dude's dead.
God damn
And it's
it.
like, oh shit.
Cool. So literally your only friend
Yeah.
is dead at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Great. Sounds
So-
uplifting.
But then you get to play as Ori. Then soon after that Ori gets killed.
Ah!
But then the tree brings you back to life. And then of course the forest is really fucked then. So I guess
Yeah.
you're trying to like either get home to the tree and hopefully fix the forest or something. But
Cool.
it's pretty cool so far. It gets really tough too. So if you like tough platforming, this could scratch that itch.
Yeah. No,
Like
I
it's
mean,
not like too frustrating, but you're gonna fail a bunch, and then when you get it, you're gonna be like, yes.
I've seen little videos and bits and pieces of it. The only thing that I'm unclear on is if there's any like combat.
Oh yeah, you
Uh,
get like this little thing that follows you around, and you like shoot fire out of it.
Oh, okay, cool. Because yeah, it looked like you're playing as like this little like I don't know, like Ori is like just like this little light creature with like
Yeah.
it's really adorable. And I'm like, does that thing even attack things? It's so tiny and like cute. And I couldn't really tell because it looked more like maybe it was just gonna be one of those games where you just go around and take in the sights and maybe collect some things and maybe lay them on a pedestal or something like that. I was like, it's just gonna be one of those no violence whatsoever games. But I'm not saying thank God there's violence, but it was like
Yeah, I know what you mean though.
it's just, I was confused looking at it as to how there would be any combat. And
Yeah,
if it's a Metroidvania, there has to be some kind of combat. You got to have the blue door and you got to shoot it with something, and then you got to have the red door and shoot it with a different thing. I mean, there's rules to a Metroidvania.
oh yeah, totally.
Can't have a Metroidvania no combat. How absurd! Then you're just walking through a large house or cave or something.
Well, I know there's combat because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Rivals of Ether, which is like a Smash Brothers indie clone. Like
Mm.
Ori is a guest character in the game.
Oh,
So
cool.
like there's definitely combat involved. I don't think it may not be as extensive as that, because obviously if you put a character in a fighting game, like they have to fight. But I'm sure there's like some kind of scratch fire attack in the original game.
Cool. Yeah, I'm interested now. I'm even more interested in that game. Like, how does this cute little light forest spirit translate to a fighting game? It's intriguing to me. but yeah, the game looks great, and they just announced, I guess, a sequel at E3 this year. And I was hoping that when Microsoft kind of started letting some of their partnerships loosen up and like allowed Cuphead on Switch, that they would announce Ori for Switch. And unless I just wasn't paying attention, and they did that, but I don't think they have. So
I'm pretty sure they did. Like,
oh,
I don't know if it's the original game or if it's the sequel, but there is going to be an Ori game coming out to Switch.
Oh,
okay, good. See, a cursory Google search shows that Ori and the Blind Forest listed for Switch on wholesale UK website. So
cool.
still in the rumor mill as far as Google is concerned, but hey, I'll take it. I really want to
announced at E3. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like it was.
It's all good. E3 kind of ran together for me this year, and I just got all excited once I saw Banjo-Kazooie. That's what you're thinking of. The other thing that Microsoft was holding close to the vest, they let us have Banjo-Kazooie back, and Banjo-Kazooie and the Blind Forest.
Oh my god!
Fantastic
That's
game.
a game I love to play.
Oh god, wait, no, hold on.
Yeah, because one of them would starve to death at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, Kazooie's gonna die.
Kazooie comes back just hopping in that backpack and drops some food for Banjo.
Banjo and the blind Kazooie.
Yeah, but can you imagine like Kazooie slowly dying in Banjo's arms and Banjo just looking with a single tear in his eye saying, "Guh?"
Yeah, and then carrying around dead Kazooie in his backpack the whole game, probably trying to revive it or something.
It's like a Swiss Army Man situation.
How are we referencing this 2 shows in a row?
Because it's a damn good movie.
You guys are
fine
dark.
film.
I don't like this at all.
It sounds like a delightful crossover, save for the it's as though it's not like someone has to die to spark the crossover.
It sounds like a delightful crossover where one of the main characters is a dead weight.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Banjo and Kazooie could just show up and help Ori. Maybe they don't have to. Neither one of them has to die. They're just like an assist character in the game. I'm just saying. Microsoft needs to, have a big Rare universe that they're incorporating into things, or have the Ori sequel have a Spiral Mountain level. Like, just find somewhere nice and bright and chipper, not full of like weird woodland monsters, but full of hay bales with googly eyes. I
like the idea of Ori just incorporating the entire Rare universe. So you run into Banjo-Kazooie, you run into the Jet Force Gemini team, you run into Joanna Dark.
Mm-hmm. I'd be really into that.
Yes, Viva Pinata. Oh god, there needs to be a Viva Pinata village in Ori and the Blind Forest too.
Ori and the Sea of Thieves. It'd be a lot of fun. But the game looks delightful. And Jesse, I want a full report as the game goes on as to whether or not it throws you into a full blown like sadness meltdown. Because I hear it does.
Well, if I get too sad, I probably will stop playing it. But I'll play it until it gets sad.
Maybe it'll surprise you and get sad right at the end. You beat the game and then it just hits you with all the sad. Like all the characters come back to life and then they all die again.
No, see, that's the Ori and the Blind Forest Klonoa crossover. So.
Ooh. Yeah, you never see it coming, man. These fucking adorable games, they psych you out, and then they hit you the hardest. That's just how it goes. But great game, great soundtrack. I'm glad that we finally got to use it as a request. Thanks again, Dire Crow. He had requested this a while back, but then renewed that request this week on the Discord, so I appreciate him doing that. Hit us with your requests on Discord if you want them featured on the show, and. I think it's time to keep it going, Johnny. What do we got to bring us home tonight?
Game 5.
So this pirate game featuring anthropomorphic creatures has an orchestra option on the title screen. All right, guys. Let's see what you got. We got. All right, we got Johnny with Pirates of Dark Water. That's incorrect. We got John with Sid Meier's Pirates. It's incorrect. And David with Pirates Gold. That's also incorrect. This is a game called High Seas Havoc. And I discovered this recently. It's a weird pirate game where you play as a seal named Havoc. And he has a sidekick named Tide. And
does the seal have shockwave powers?
No, he doesn't.
Damn.
He has a sword. He can run kind of fast, but he can only use the sword when he jumps, which is kind of weird.
That is weird.
The game does feel very Sonic the Hedgehog-y in some ways because there's these hills you run down, and the hills look very much like a Sonic hill, and the way you run is a little Sonic-y. It's weird. But it's a very pretty game. There's some cool anime cutscene type things at the beginning, and the graphics all the sprite work looks pretty good, and the animations are nice. And this is one of those games that I don't remember ever seeing as a kid, but I would have been I probably would have bought this game or had someone buy it for me if I'd seen it.
Yeah, as a Sonic playing kid, I assume you would see vaguely Sonic, but he was a pirate. Yeah, fuck it, that sounds good. It looks cute, and yeah, your graphics look good. Yeah. So, is it did you play it at all? Is it
Yeah, I played a little bit.
Have the same pace to the action as Sonic, or is it a little slower? I mean, obviously it's a little slower. How could you be as fast as Sonic? Come on,
because Sonic's the fastest thing alive. I mean, it's definitely slower, but you get the idea. And if you've played Sonic games, you'll look at that and be like, these guys like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a Data East game, which is weird too. So it's Data East's version of Sonic, except he's a pirate and a seal.
Because seals famously run so fast.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if it was a snow level, he could slide on the ice really fast, but
It really is funny that there's a Seal game in which he runs at all. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
Why does he have feet?
yeah. I have questions about this seal. Yeah, just picturing a seal with like 2 pirate peg legs. It's like, ew, how do those work? But it sounds cool. Sounds like pirate Sonic, but not like.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, it's
Begs the question of why they didn't just option off to Sega and have Sega make a Sonic Pirate game. Like, how is there not a Sonic Pirate game yet?
yeah, Johnny. What? Tell us more about the possibilities of a Sonic Pirate game, and when
God.
can
Yeah.
we expect it?
I would love to play a Sonic Pirate game. Like, you could go through all the water levels of all the previous Sonic games. So
But on
But be good at them?
But on a ship.
yeah, but like not it'd be way less terrible. So you could go through
You just sail through chemical plant zones.
sail through
Oh, this is much better.
sail through Labyrinth Zone. How
Yeah.
does this even work?
I mean, but like, they made those like storybook Sonic series, for like the Wii and stuff. How did they not land on pirates? How'd they land on like Wind Knight instead of fucking Pirate Sonic?
Well, that's because like all of the storybook Sonic games were terrible, and they never wanted to make another one.
I didn't say these were supposed to be good. Like, at no
Although-
point did I, say this with the expectation that Pirate Sonic would be good. But
To
like,
be fair,
it has to
I
be better
think-
than Sonic Unleashed.
I think Sonic Rush Adventure was like a pirate game because I remember the boss being like, it wasn't Robotnik, but it was a robot who looked like Robotnik, and I seem to remember him like having a ship and you being on open water. Like, I feel that was vaguely pirate-esque.
I like it. Yeah, you can't Google Sonic Pirate games because it just teaches you how to pirate Sonic games. It's kind of funny.
Sonic says. Go to
It's the very
Pirate
same problem we ran into earlier. Like,
Sonic says.
oh, I want the
Don't
pirate Sonic with the bootlegs. It's like, oh no, that's a different search. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like the idea. I like a full blown pirate game. I mean, that's usually it's like a pirate level or like a pirate world, but like to make it a full you're a pirate and it's a pirate game. Like, how many of those can you name? Like, I don't want to declare a theme for next week as though I got a game in my back pocket, but like I can think of some pirate games. Like,
Yeah,
What
there's
makes
a
me
lot
think
of
that
games
you
with
do
pirates.
want to declare a theme for next week.
no, I really don't. It's fine. Definitely don't have any pirate soundtracks downloaded and ready to rock. Not at all.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
That's the beauty of it, David. I'm I'm playing my hand pretty close to the chest here. Does John secretly love pirate games, or is he really trying to dodge this? You'll never know. Especially if we choose this theme next week. No, I don't know. I like the idea. I also just love, animal-based mascot platformers from like the fucking 90s. It seems like Sonic came out and then it's like, Johnny, give us some other like shitty animal-based platformers for the Genesis. What was it? Was there like
Bubsy.
Bubsy,
Awesome Possum.
Awesome. That's the one I was trying to think of.
Arrow the Acrobat.
Yep. Was it Jazz Jackrabbit one of them?
that's a-
Kamikaze, the flying squirrel.
Yes.
I think
Oh,
Jazz
man.
Jackrabbit was an educational game series like for DOS. I think that's
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Phew.
I think
It
he
sounds like a shitty Sonic ripoff, though.
No, I think
Where-
it teaches you numbers.
Okay, I'm cool not playing that and finding out.
We're just
But yeah,
listening.
it seems like they should have flooded the market with shitty animal-based games, and this one's like, hey, but also he's a pirate. It's like, hey, okay, now, so you can stand around and slash people with a sword. Well, no, you can jump and hit people with a sword. It's like,
Yeah, you don't want to jump.
why? We forgot to animate it. All you can do is run.
Yeah, like it's not like the best, but like of all the the shitty ones, it's like it's way better than any of the shitty ones. Like worlds apart.
oh, another animal-based one. Is it better than Wolfchild?
Yeah, yeah.
Dredging that up. Yeah, I made you play that a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
Fuck that game.
Then that takes place at the beginning. You're on a wolf ship, so maybe we can get a Wolfchild High Seas Havoc crossover.
Oh, there we go.
A hardcore
Finally.
wolf man fighting a cute pirate seal. Like, I'd play that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a fun game. Seems like it's bound to show up on your video series at some point, because it sounds like,
Probably.
unless it's like the Flintstones Treasure of the Sierra Madrock, and it's like super easy, it sounds
No.
like it would be really goddamn frustrating.
Yeah,
Cool.
like it's still old platformer tough, but it's one of the better ones.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, Jesse, anything else on High Seas Havoc?
I know, really. I think that seals it.
Oh!
That's been
All
the
right, Johnny,
only
we
sound
gotta do it
effects
now.
I've played tonight.
Yeah, we're doing it so many times, man. I like it. So, Johnny, start that calculating computer.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps.
Space!
Boops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is Jesse Moore.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Great show, Jesse. You got a perfect score tonight. You kind of kicked ass. So, I have no way of disqualifying this score. So that means you have to be the winner, and you have to pick the theme for the next episode.
I was thinking about it today, and I feel like we've never done anime games.
Probably not.
And I don't mean like games based on an anime, but like, if the art style is anime-ish, because I know we've played tons of those,
Does Supersonic count as anime-ish?
I mean, technically, but you know what I mean.
So-
yes.
Are we doing games based on animes and games that are done in an anime style, even though they're not based on animes? Or
Yeah.
Well, I mean, any game based on an anime would presumably have an anime style.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother, you have no idea how wrong that can be.
If you put like Dragon Ball Evolution the game, I will punch you in the nuts.
Well, that's not based on anime. That's based on one of the best movies of all time. But
you lie like a goddamn rug.
hey, I'm a big fan of the cast of Shameless before they started on Shameless. No, but some of those older DBZ SNES games, like, there's nothing really anime style about that. Like, it's only vaguely Vegeta. So, but no, I like it. I think it's gonna be a fun theme, because we're gonna have some great graphics on this podcast. Or we're going to talk about some great animes, some classic moments, and Johnny's biggest wheelhouse besides Supersonic is anime.
Oh
So-
yeah, I know all the animes.
He used to pirate anime.
Fully Cooley.
Exactly.
I think this is the earliest that we have done this bit, but can we preemptively name the next episode Vaguely Vegeta?
Perhaps we'll just see. We got to get there first, man.
I mean,
But,
Pokemon is a fucking anime.
You're right. So, and there's very little anime about those, baby. So, yeah, thank you, Jesse, for a second example of what I was talking about. And thank you all so much for listening. Thanks, everybody, watching along live with us tonight. We're live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Search for Game That Tune. Come watch along live with us. Thanks to everybody listening in podcast form. Our podcasts come out on Wednesday mornings, and they're available in Apple Podcasts or anywhere where you get your podcasts. So just search for Game That Tune and listen to us anywhere you like. We really appreciate everybody listening in podcast form. Thank you to everybody checking out patreon.com/Game That Tune. It's the home for fun exclusives. We've got GTT Gyms. We've got GTT mixtapes. We've got Jesse's Covered Up series. We are at some point, I keep promising this, but I mean it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do new movie commentary at some point. Maybe we'll just skip Wing Commander and go straight to the Flintstones movie, just to get a palate cleanse in there and get us back on track. I don't know. We'll just see. But we appreciate everybody's support over there. We're doing fun stuff with the support. We upgrade our equipment. We keep our 24/7 video game music live stream going, which I don't know if we mentioned it, but that stream's been streaming nonstop for over a year now. So we really do appreciate the support. And check out youtube.com/GameThatTune for our 24/7 stream. And thank you very much to our Patreon superfan tier producers, Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens. You guys are all fantastic, and we appreciate your great support of the show. Thank you, Dire Crow, for the request tonight. He sent us his request via Discord, and I didn't celebrate it enough during our discussion of the game because I was feeling really sad envisioning a dead Kazooie. But let's go ahead and sound the alarm. 800th game featured on Game That Tune. It's Ori and the Blind Forest. So we crossed yet another milestone.
Nice. My man.
800 more times, John.
We're waiting.
We're past 800 games on the show. Thank you, Dire Crow, for the great request. Thank you, everybody that's ever made a request. It's been a lot of fun, and we're just going to keep crossing those milestones off the list, baby. So yeah, you can hit us up with a request in our Discord, or you can hit us up on Twitter at GameThatTune. You can hit us up in our email, GameThatTune@gmail.com. And then you can follow all of us individually on Twitter. I am there at JGangsta187. You can follow John Regan on Twitter at
Friends.
Yeah, that's exactly. You can follow David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
And you can follow Jesse Moore, this week's winner, on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
All right, man. You've got the bonus tunes, so take us home.
Well, with a lot of people are excited about that Link's Awakening remake. Looks really cool. So how about Random Encounters cover of Tal Tal Heights?
I love it, man. Peace out, everybody. The GG Shinobi is copyright 1991 Sega Games Company Limited. Wampum is copyright 1991 Jaleco. The Flintstones, The Treasure of the Sierra Madrock is copyright 1994 Taito Corporation. Ori and the Blind Forest is copyright 2015 Moon Studios and Microsoft Corporation. High Seas Havoc is copyright 1993 Data East.